And un, deux, trois, quatre, you're live! And
Here we go.
here we go.
Excellent connection, that's what we
Where's
need.
the camera?
That's always a good...
Somebody, if you can hear us, just say yeah, but if you can't see us, then that's okay. We'll sort this out. Something went wrong.
Okay, we're on.
Yep, we can actually be heard, but we can't be seen. So,
Well, I'll work that out while you talk.
isn't it? I think it's really awesome to be able to have the mystery. Who's speaking today? Who's communicating today? We're just going to get this and have a look, see what's going on, because truly we're doing exactly the same as what we've done before. But I think we need to. I don't know. I'm talking to a black screen, and I feel very. It's like I want to jump in and help, but I can't. I'm not to do that. And I just am. Yeah. Anyway, guys, we're using new technology here, and
Let us know if you can hear us anyway.
you can hear us. People can hear us.
Well, that's good. Maybe they don't need to see us tonight. Maybe we can just be the screen.
Yeah, yeah, guys, in the chat, if you're in the chat, please just
bear with us.
Bear with us. And
Lou's going to do a song and dance routine while I work this out. Okay.
Yeah.
So you do your thing and I'll do mine.
Oh dear. Yeah. So guys, just you know what? Let's just take this time to
be thankful that you can't see us.
We've lost 2 people. Never mind. We'll gain 2 people. We're all there. So look, just if you can hear us, can you just put in the chat, I can hear you. That at least means that we're halfway there. But how can I put it? My OCD is trying to connect in here, and it looks
okay,
like.
So FaceTime camera works.
Okay.
Right, you just carry on talking, and I'll.
So if you just leave that, because there we go. All right. Okay. So now it shall catch up. It'll catch up on the other stream. I have every faith in my darling wife. I really did. I was just about nervous. So don't forget, we've got a bit of a lag here. So hello everybody. Hello. We're live, and you can see us and hear us. So come on, talk to us.
Come on, we're here.
Put something in the chat and let us know that you're around.
Woohoo!
So
look, there is no lag, there is no time, there is no nothing. Well, there is something, but do you know, we got an exciting conversation tonight, and it's about the whole time thing and what we've been experiencing. And I said to Lou, I've said to her before about this, but it's been really prevalent lately. And I said, look, I got up at 7 and it's now 2 o'clock. And what happened to that 6 hours or whatever it was? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 7 hours or whatever. I feel like I've done 2 things, yet I've been running around like a blue ass fly. And if you're as old as me, you might remember that saying, as a blue ass fly, running around. And it just seems that the day's gone. And then I turn around and it's 4 o'clock, 4:30, and I'm going to have something to eat for dinner or cook something, and the next minute I'm in bed and I'm doing it all again. I'm going, what's going on? Is everything being compressed? I know that time doesn't really exist. It's a construct, isn't it?
It is.
That we have been placed on us for our obedience, and it's an authoritarian thing to keep us in the 9 to 5 and to keep us in a particular structure. I realise that, but how can it now feel shorter? Which it does.
It is, and this is
anybody else experiencing the same thing.
Hi Jeanette, just want to say thank you for being here and for supporting us on this in our journey. And please excuse my hair, folks, because it's at that stage where it's just
Excuse me, this is not about hair.
It is. It's either I cut it off again or I let it grow. It's at that stage, so I'm letting it grow, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, all right, I am fully with Heather with what she says there, and it reminds me of yeah, it's a bit buffy, isn't it? It reminds me of when I was in the church. There was a everybody would say, you know, that the end times, time would speed up. Our days would be like 24 hours, but it would be like we wake up and we go to bed, and it's like we've only been awake for 2 hours out of the 24. And I used to laugh. I used to go, you know, not what you're talking about. It's like, you know, but we are absolutely in that time, and I have to turn around and go, oops, eat my words, so to speak.
Okay, and so hang around. We've got a treat for you tonight. Lou's going to go into full trance channel with Cifehtr, and she's actually had one of her little, we'd call it like the knockout zone, where information's been downloaded to her while she's been sleeping, resting, meditating, call it what you want, not really consciously here, that's for sure. I put her to bed because I said, what's wrong? She said, oh, I just feel like I'm gonna, I say, off you go. So she goes and rests and gets the download. So a bit of a treat coming up where Cifehtr and will be coming in probably in a much fuller expansion, and he's been with us anyway with all our lives so far, really.
So what makes this one so different that he's not going to be here?
He is going to be here.
No, I know. So why wouldn't he be here?
Yeah, but what I sensed was that it was going to be a lot more information coming through because of the type of information that we want to talk about this. We want to know what's going on.
We do.
And for those of you that you know, are interested, I did a little bit of research prior to coming on about this particular thing. So look, let's have a wee listen to this. Here we are. Hopis and the fifth world. So I asked about time and the compression of time, or the seemingly shortening of time with different cultures and religions throughout our realm, throughout our world, and what was going on around that. So I did some searching around that, and this is what I got. I got several things actually, and a lot of them really resonated with me. This is really interesting. This is the Hopis and the fifth world, and those of you who know, they were very prophetic, very prophetic. Okay, Hopi prophecy speaks of entering a new world after the collapse of the fourth, where time is distorted by technological overreach and spiritual forgetfulness. That just hit me over the head like a wet blanket. I went, holy shit, that makes so much sense, you know? Clocks may tick, but inner time feels unstable. Yes. Feeling anxiety, restlessness, and the inner call to return to spiritual simplicity. Now, that was number 8 of the different things that came up when I did this intense deep search. And it's the one that really nodded to me, you know. And, you know, feel free, please, to make comments here, either in the live chat, or if you're watching the replay, please put some comments and questions in later. Let's make this an engaged community. You know, we love having you here, friends, and communicating. As you know, we're doing a lot more of this, and answering your questions as we go, and like to hear what you think about this. So I thought that was particularly relevant. And the other one that I liked was Buddhism, the decline of the Dharma.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, in the latter stages of the Dharma, lifespans shorten and spiritual practice becomes harder. Well, yes, I've discovered that, unfortunately, but I've got a workaround for it. We're doing a workaround. We're allowing ourselves to actually dig deeper. Yet people experience faster karma. Results come swiftly. Like, yeah, they do. So that there is no karma, really. This is me speaking. There is only self-mastery. Karma itself can be a trap of reincarnation and re-looping. So if we're actually dealing with everything in the here and now moment, then we don't need to be doing that. Okay, that's me. And the feeling here with the Buddhism expression and experience and explanation is acceleration, not just of time, but of consequences, good or bad. So that was the other one that I really drew upon. Those of you in Australia might be interested in the Australian Aboriginal Dreamtime cultural explanation for time compression at this time. Are you interested in that? Give us a
Don't
thumbs
forget
up.
we've got a bit of a delay, so just maybe...
I'll read it out. Australian Aboriginal Dreamtime. It should be Australian Original Dreamtime because ab means, as we know now, not original. This is how the deceit of the colonised English managed to fuck everything over. Moving on. Time and dreaming is non-linear. Past, present and future are interconnected. Elders have said that in times of great imbalance, the dreaming can collapse into waking life, blurring the fabric of time and space. The feeling is the sacred invades the everyday, time becomes a circle rather than a line.
Absolutely.
I actually think time's been a circle all the time, but maybe it becomes more knowing, but we actually tap into that more so. Okay, so that's what I came up with. That's one of many.
I think we might actually sort of like
experiences.
Get that sort of put into a document and put it up, attach it to the actual recording a little bit later on, because it has quite a few interesting points from different cultures, different belief systems, from Hinduism all the way through to Christianity, through to the Muslim, etc., etc. Every single belief system seems to be affected by time. They seem to have something there. And it reminds me of back when we were in New Zealand, around about 2010, 2011, somewhere like that. Cifehtr started talking about time. He actually had a little a teaching about time. What is time? Is time malleable? Is time real? And I've got a feeling he's going to probably tap into that again today, and put some questions out there. So guys, really, truly, again, we encourage you to be interactive on the chat, to communicate. If you're watching this afterwards, put in a comment. We try to answer all the comments. We may not answer it immediately, like the minute you put it up, but we will.
And if there are no comments, we just make up comments.
Yeah, and we'll pretend to be strangers. Strangers in the night. But we honestly, we look forward to going in and seeing if anybody's put a comment in, because it helps us see what our community is thinking and what's, how we can help, etc., etc. So
it really helps us too if you give us a thumbs up, you subscribe and you click the notifications bell. It really, really assists us, because we're moving from our 6,500 followers from Facebook more to YouTube, where we're just in the early stages of what we're doing here, really. Even though we've been on YouTube for a while, we're now actually sincere in building up our community. Now, just an announcement before we move into Cifehtr. So you'll see in the description there that we are starting something very special. We're creating a circle, a space, a unique space that's going to be every second Tuesday. And all the link is there in the description. Go and have a look at that. It's for people that have been on their journey for some time and are ready for more higher consciousness digging, and in experiencing something a little more in depth and connected for themselves, for their soul journey at this time. So if you've awakened, newly awakened, or have been on your journey for some time but realize you're looking for a higher consciousness experience, we're going to be setting this up every fortnight. Go and click on the link, go and have a look, and see what you think, and just go through the process. It will take you to a landing page there. There's some other circles there too. There's bookings with Louise.
It is a subscription one, isn't it, darling? Though?
It is a bookings with Louise, and there's also the books thing. But people can go through that and have a look and see. Any questions, then just fire them away. But please have a look at that. It's going to be unique, and it's going to be specifically geared to the audience that's there, and it will have a real personal touch. Okay.
It will be more involved in teaching and sort of channeled messages from Cifehtr, as well as in-depth discussion from both Heather and myself. So it will be very much a juicy steak on the plate kind of sessions. So really looking forward to getting back into that.
There'll be lots of guidance, support, and we'll be answering your questions too. And if I can't answer them, the guys will be answering them, because a lot of things I won't be able to answer, and that's fine, because I'm on my journey too.
Right.
But we are here to support you, because these are the most exciting yet challenging times, and we're aware a lot of people are going, holy shit, where do I go? So if this resonates with you, go and have a look. Okay.
Yeah, sweetie, just before I bring Cifehtr through, how have you noticed that this time shift and whatnot, and other people out there might notice the same thing, that with their animals?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, our two dogs, and a little bit with Merlin as well, but who's our cat, by the way. But definitely Gracie and Jimmy, they have been, I would say in the last 3 weeks, they've been hanging close to us quite considerably. Not as if they're scared or frightened, but it's just like
they're the Klingons.
They've
become more Klingons than usual.
It's like, you going over here, Mum? Okay, I'll come with you. You going back here? Okay, I'll come with you. Are you going over there? Okay,
I'll come with you. We're there. We go to bed. They're in front of the bed. We do this. They're there. And
it's like they have to be everywhere where we are. And if we go out for any period of time, when we come back, it's like they haven't seen us for an age. Whether it be literally we just step out to do something around the property for 5 or 10 minutes, or we go into town, or we go visit, we come back and we get that same response, like, oh my God, where have you been? It's been forever. And at first we thought this was just, they're excited or whatever, but I've noticed that it's intense. It's almost like they've missed us for a period of time.
So are they experiencing, well, they don't experience time, but then again, what are they experiencing? Or are they experiencing
time? I feel, maybe we can ask Cifehtr that, but I feel that they're actually experiencing like a almost like a disconnect, almost like something has disconnected, and then when we reappear, there's a reconnection, and that's almost like a void. It's like they in a loop. They're in a hole. They don't know what to do. Yes, they play and they and they sort of run around, but it's like when we come back, it's almost like, wow, you're back, and it's not just the general waggy tail and all the rest of it. It's absolute excitement of something that hasn't been there for a long time. So maybe if anybody else has got a dog or a cat or an animal that is responding in a strange way at this particular moment, write it down, tell us about it.
The masters have always said to us to watch your animals, watch your wildlife. What are the wildlife doing at the moment? What's going on around in nature and wildlife? Watch the animals, and that includes your domestic animals as well. How are they responding? What's going on with them? And more sensitivity too, I think, as well. But yeah, anyway, it's super exciting times, but it's also really super challenging as well. Oh, Janet says, I have that. You've noticed that with my dog too. Thanks for your feedback there, Janet. Yeah, we just thought we had two very codependent dogs and we were going to have to do some psychoanalysis on them. But, they're very beautiful, but very a bit more needy than usual. But it's not horrible. It's just noticeable. They are beautiful. We love them so much. Okay, so Louise is bringing in our friend Cifehtr, and we're going to be delving deeper into this dilemma of time. I say that in inverted commas, and we'll see what comes up. Any questions that you have for him while we're in this process, please put them up there and we'll be able to read them out. Okay. Well, we invite you to do that. Okay. Thanks, friends. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Greetings, I am Cifehtr, and it is again a pleasure to be live with you to communicate to those who are here on your live stream. Yes. So she always likes to put me front and center. I do like to have her in the image as well, because I believe that the energy of the combined Heather and Louise is, shall we say, like a power battery. It is a positive and negative. The stronger they are together, the deeper I can enter into the communication and allow myself to be of service.
Okay, so how are we at the moment then?
Right, this is for your ears only, dear ones, and they're absolute no. You're both improving, I will say, in the fact that you have both undergone great resets and changes of your own energies. You've listened to the advice that has been given to you, not only from myself, but Katumi, the council, the Palladian mentor, Platorans. You've listened to the oracle, all of the messages that have come through to change from within, to realign the nervous system of the spiritual nervous system, as well as the physical, to go beyond what you see, to look beyond, to attain what seems to be the impossible by allowing yourself to step into that which is the reality of the blueprint of the divine creator, which is not just what you see around you, but it is the internal. The internal is perhaps the most sensitive, the most glorious, the most expansive journey that you can go on, which is what we discussed last week with the soul journey and honoring the soul journey. And we will continue with that, but I just also feel that you have touched on the time issue.
Well, that was a long answer, but yeah, I'm curious, because people need to realize that you can only bring in or allow within your own field of experience that which you're reflecting out in your energy expansion.
Yes.
Anyway, so back into the time.
Well, what is time?
Time is a construct, isn't it?
It is. It's a construct. It is. What has she done with her hair?
Oh, she's already explained about the hair.
No, don't worry about it. If I may just digress a little, it is, shall we say, nothing compared to some of the wigs I had to wear when I was at Saint Germain.
Okay, is that a plug? Here's the book.
No, it is not a plug, but I was going to try and put her.
It's a bloody great book.
Energy at rest, and at peace with that. But no, time. What is time? And I ask this sincerely, because if you believe time is something that you wear on your watch, on your wrist, yes, or something that you have on the wall, or something that you carry around with you, a phone, etc., for the reference to what the time is, you are sadly mistaken. The reason is, and I've said to these two, the only true time that you should delve into is the time of the heart, the time of the knowing, the time of the spirit, the time of that which is within you, because then you are actually tapping into the divine awareness of what needs to be done when it needs to be done. Because as I have said in previous teachings, and many of you have not been in those meetings, so I will refer to them, but I will make it relevant for today. What I have shared is that time is a construct that was placed upon your shoulders like a yoke to ensure that you behaved, that you came into alignment of a behavioral pattern, so that those who looked after you, those you worked for, your employers, your caregivers, your, as far back as you want to go, but let's just call them the Anunnaki, theft, or the thieves of time, the thieves of your time. Because originally you, the Terrans, you, the original beings of this realm, you did not need to have 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, back up to 12 o'clock. You looked at the sun and you knew that at this, when the sun was at this particular gradient, and by the shadow on the ground, you knew intuitively what to do, where you needed to be, whether it was for hunting, whether it was for gathering, whether it was for whatever it was, to meet an individual, to be somewhere. You had an internal clock. And if you, what actually occurred later is you created perhaps the most accurate timekeeping that could ever be, and that was your sundial. But you see, you've been told that the sundials are old-fashioned. The sundials are out of time. They don't keep correct time because, well, you know, the world is on a tilt, and then it tilts something else, and then it goes somewhere else, and then it does this, and then it does that, and earthquakes, etc. So you can never be sure of the stability of the land that you're on. Balderdash. If you want to know what the correct time is, go and get yourself a sundial and put it in the ground. Make sure that it is in a place where there is no other shadow and that you are able to get a good whack of sunlight on it 24/7. And yes, I said 24/7 because if you use the moonlight, you can also use that sundial in the moon. All right? For especially in your full moons, etc. But it will be good to do that. Now, time is a construct. Time is a yoke upon your neck, upon your shoulders. It is a trap. However, it has now become so ingrained in that which is your reality. It has become ingrained in that which is your everyday life, that without it, you would start to become lost. But I challenge you, take your watch off, take the clock off the wall. Do not refer to your phone, your computer, whatever else that you use as a timing object. Unless it is for things like when you are cooking and you need to have a specific time, because otherwise you intuitively cannot divine within yourself, I need to take the cake out of the oven, or I need to take the roast out of the oven. But if you can do that, don't even use it for that. And start to tune in to the divine measurement within you, the barometer within you, the pendulum within you that will direct you of what and where you should be at any given time. And I use the word time deliberately. Because when you are in the flow of energy, when you're in that which is the in and out, the breath, the inhale, the exhale, when you are connected with the divine in such a way that you are in tune with nature, you're in tune with the very elements of that are around you, with air, sun, wind, water, land. When you're in tune with the elements, what begins to happen is the elemental energy will connect with you and will begin to direct you of the land tunings. You'll be able to tune in and go, it's time for me to go over here. It's time for me to be over there. I agreed to meet somebody at 2 o'clock. I need to go now to make that time that I agreed to be there. Because you want to honor. You want, as a being of integrity, you want to honor agreements that you've made. Yes? Just because you decide now to remove the cloak of slavery, of time slavery upon you, doesn't mean you must inflict it onto others. And I say inflict because when you put something upon someone else that they're not ready for, it becomes a burden to them, an infliction, yes? So you must always realize that what is truth for you may not be another's truth. And when you force something upon somebody, that is a form of abuse, no matter where you are in this world. So be gentle with your discoveries, yes? And that's why I say to all individuals that hear what I state, and I say that time is irrelevant. It is something that is made up. However, you may be so connected into the belief system of time that what I say is an offense to you. You must take what I say and put it on the shelf. You're not ready to hear it, and that is fine. Because when you are, it will fall off the shelf and it will return to you, and you will start to listen, and you'll start to feel, and you'll start to intuit, and you go, actually, I'm ready for this now. You see, so it is, how do we say, everything is in the perfect moment. And you see, that's just it. This is why there is no past and there is no present. There is just now. Because in this now moment is your past and your present and your future. Yes? Because it's in the now that you remember everything. It's in the now that you project everything. But you see, if you're living too far forward and you're living too far back, you're not present, and therefore you are lost in time. So we need to come to the realization that the clock face on our wrist or on the wall or on our computers is but a reminder to us to tell us that we have to obey the ticks and the tocks, the seconds, the minutes, the hours. Because if we don't obey them, then we will lose out. However, I would say this to you. Does a farmer look at what his clock says to tell him that he needs to go out and harvest or sow seed or to be there for when his animals are calving or lambing? No. If he has grown up on that land, if he has grown up watching and observing, he knows intuitively. He can read the signs in the weather. He can see by just observing the animals around him. And he gets that gut feeling, I need to be in the barn. I need to be in the field. I need to go now. Not, oh, hang on, it's 8 o'clock, I need to go. Let me tell you, the people, the individuals that use the 8 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock are the ones that are in and entrapped in the cities, trapped in a mindset. Now we've got that established. Let's go to this fact that we are in a timeline at this particular moment that is speeding up. We're in a place where it feels that you wake up and go to sleep, and all you've done is wake up and go to sleep. You've not achieved anything of, let's just call it any value. Yes, you go to work. For those of you who work, you get in the vehicle, or you get your bus, or you get your train, whatever it is, you walk to the office, and you start your day at 8 o'clock. And the next thing you know, it's lunchtime. And you know it's lunchtime because your stomach rumbles, or you get that hungry feeling. You look at the clock and you go, oh, it's 1 o'clock, I can have lunch now. But your body told you beforehand. And then all of a sudden, it's 5 o'clock. I can go home now because it's 5 o'clock. But your body was beginning to get wearisome. And then all of a sudden, you're in bed and you go, where did my day go? What happened? Where did it go? And this isn't just the, oh my goodness, I've been so busy, where did my day go? I haven't really achieved what I wanted to achieve, etc., etc. What's happened is you have begun to tap into and realize that time is speeding up. Now, I asked Louise to try and draw something for me today. I don't know if it's able to be shown on the screen that we have. I don't know if you can do screen sharing here.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Maybe put it onto your phone and share it on your phone, Heather.
Let me have a look. You carry on talking. Let me see if I can work this system.
If you can think of it this way, you have a beautiful funnel. Yes, like a vortexual funnel that's pulling all the energy in, and it's going down into the abyss. But at the abyss, as it's opening up, at the end of this funnel, as it's opening up, there is actually a new earth, a new world, a new construct being created here. But you can't actually see what's happening. But at the top, what we see in the curve of that which is there is we see the land masses. We see everything that we exist within. Don't worry about it, Heather. I'd rather maybe just we can add it into the imagery later. And then what I showed her is like clock faces melting like icicles and just dripping down into this funnel. And at the top, it was very muted, very muted. The clocks were still constructed and they were just beginning to drip a little bit. However, as they came in closer to the mouth of that which is the funnel, they became more like liquid, like ice melting into water. And so what I'm trying to show Louise through this is that in this manner, time seems to be running out. It seems to be racing forward. Another image she had was, again, like this huge big black hole with a spinning coin at the top. And that coin was spinning faster and faster and faster and faster. And as it spun, so time, the infinity circles, etc., were just drawn down this particular way of being, down this funnel. Now, what I was saying to her is, although it seems as if time is running out, as if time is being compressed, being cut short, you are still experiencing the same period of daylight and nighttime. So a day is still in that circular structure, yes? See, time is not a straight line. If it was, your days would be completely weird. But it is circular. It is circular. And what we need to realize that as we go in, as we begin to define ourselves, as we begin to tap into the fact that our time does not exist. Our time exists only in our imagination. We feel, however, the compression of the energy. Now, this is different. The energy that is bringing us, drawing us to a placement, to an understanding of, or realization that we are moving into the next dimension of reality, the next dimension of time existence. Now, I'm using the word time to allow you to begin to comprehend that as we begin to move from this timeline into another timeline, what begins to happen is we feel squeezed. We feel compressed. Like everything is coming down and holding and squeezing the very breath out of us. And what that is, energetically speaking, is we find that we find it more difficult to connect to true energy. You might find it difficult to connect to the divine, connect to your guides, connect to the ascended masters, the angelics, etc., to spiritually connect at a level that you at one time found so much easier to do, was what Heather read out earlier on. And as I've said in the past, and I must ask Louise and Heather to try and find these particular teachings, because they were what I call very straightforward, to the point, yes? And in this, I repeat, time is an illusion. And unfortunately, it has become a necessary illusion to help you keep balance, because if you did not keep balance, some of you would lose the faculty of the mind out of the desperation to ensure that you had places to go and a border to live within. Now, what do I mean by a border to live within? Well, when you construct something, you give it a shape, you give it a parameter. If you don't have the parameters, then there's nothing really for you to fit anything in. And time needs to be fitted into a construct. And if we are living within a hand, or a glove within a glove, I should say, that's a construct within a construct, an illusion within an illusion. Time is part of that construct that has been created. The original blueprint of the divine didn't have timelines, as in 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, etc. Yes, I love to use her as a... just to remind her that she is part of this conversation. The divine has intuition. Do not worry about it, Heather. We can...
Yeah, I've been trying to show you this. It's a great... I could take a photo of it. Let me take a photo. And
can you not share it to your...
No. Look, I'll do that. Take a photo.
All right, I'll wait for Heather to do that while I continue to speak.
Yeah, I'm still learning to drive OBS. It's as simple as that. I can, it's not Zoom. Okay, sorry about that.
So, when...
Shall I show them?
You can do.
Can you see that, guys?
So if you can see, here is the funnel that has been emptied out, and if you look, you can see like our world, yes, sitting in the middle there, and then time is dripping down into it. Yet if we go into the upper ones, the clocks at the top, they're not as drippy as before. And so this is the image I tried to give Louise, to put forward, that time in itself is coming down. It's collapsing. Because time actually doesn't exist in reality.
So what's it going to be like when as time's collapsing? What's going to happen to humanity?
Intuition. You must rely on intuition. You must rely on your gut knowing. Because all right, let's just say this. Worst case scenario, the reset happens and everything shuts down. There's an EMP, right? An electromagnetic pulse. And power goes out. And unless you've got an old, wind-up watch of the great-great-grandfathers, what are you going to do? How are you going to learn to tell the time?
Sundial.
Your sundial. But if you don't know how to use a sundial, because you never learnt before, because you relied on your digital, how are you going to do this? How are you going to be? So you see, when we are in a realization that we are spirit beings, we are soul beings, we are energy beings, and therefore we need to connect to that time of energy, the energetic pulse. What is the divine timing? Yes? We've all said this. Oh, it's divine timing that you're here. What makes that difference? Divine timing from natural timing. What's natural timing versus divine timing? See, that's a very simple concept. People use those words, but do they truly comprehend what they're saying? if we do away with the construct of time, now, again, I bring a caveat here, I bring a warning. Don't just wake up tomorrow, throw the calendar, throw your clock, throw your watch, everything out of the window, go, I have no time, I'm free, and then just, if you are contracted by your own volition to work for another individual at a set parameter of A, B, C hours through the day, honor that. Don't just pitch up at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and go, oh, this is 8 o'clock in the morning. I am not telling you to do that. I am saying honor what you have committed to.
You know, when they say this is not financial advice, so this is not work advice.
No, this advice that I'm giving you is spiritual advice. You must tap into it from a spiritual perspective. You must come to this from the observation.
We're operating in two worlds.
Absolutely. You have a foot in the world of man, and then you have a foot in the world of the spirit, the divine world. Yes, the divine blueprint. So you need to choose, what does your life look like? Are you going to allow yourself to be directed and led by the divine timing and use man's timing as a backup? When you start tuning in at that level, you will find that you will know it's this time, I need to go now. You'll look at your clock and go, oh, geez, that was good. Until such time you get so used to following your intuitive time, your intuitive knowing, your intuitive lead, you no longer have to rely on the wristwatch and the alarm clocks. You'll just instinctively step up and do this. Now, as Louise was saying earlier on, every single religion, every single belief system in this cultural society that you know as the world of men has a belief system around the end times, about the compression of time, which creates within mankind a sense of loss of connection, loss of time, a compression of time where you're unable to fulfill everything that you need to do. And yet, you still have 24 hours in a day to do what you need to do. As I said to Heather earlier on, is that it doesn't matter about that. What I advise her to do is, I said to her, you need to come out of the world, because remember, you're not of this world. You just happen to be in it. You are, what did we say? You are an ambassador from a different place. So therefore, you do not have to buy into all of this linearity. Instead, you realize that you are of the divine timing. You realize that you are of the divine way, intuitively knowing who you are. You disconnect from that which is the algorithm of compression, and all of a sudden you will find the expansion that you need to complete what needs to be done in the timing that you choose for it to be done. So instead of it being pushed to a pinhead, you have an expansion. Am I making sense to you, Heather?
Mm-hmm. So I was going to say, how's this affecting people? Like with some of the research I've done, it's people are feeling anxious or compressed or strange and stuff like that. So let's look at the wider scenario of mankind, of the men and women on the planet here at the moment. What are they experiencing, and is there different experiences depending on people who are more awakened or more aware or rural to urban, and
well, as I said earlier,
all of that? Yeah, but you know, what's the spiritual, or what's the people in the so-called awakened community experiencing?
You want me to make a blanket statement?
No, not really. That's probably dangerous. Just
All
give,
right,
just give us some examples.
Generally
what do
speaking.
people need? They need to tap into their intuition, but why would one feel anxious, for example, around these times?
Because the energy of compression brings anxiety. And if you are not alert to the fact that you are not of this world. Now, it's no use saying, I'm not of this world, I'm of the divine, I'm in this, and you can say that and not believe it. You have to believe it. I teach and I teach and I teach and I teach to every single individual that comes to sit before me. If you do not believe what you are speaking, do not say it. Because out of the words, or out of the mouth, the words that come out of your mouth, you will either create life or you will create death. Now, I don't mean that if you say, oh, I hate you, I wish you were dead, that you immediately see that person die. But what you have actually done is you've actually spoken out something that creates an ongoing energy field in that individual that will create a death, whether it's their death or a death of how they feel towards you, a death of how they maybe respond to something, how they interact with something. They will die in some manner, way, or form based on the words that you speak. When you say to yourself, oh my God, I'm so stupid. What the frick am I doing here? This is, and you berate yourself. You are speaking death over your soul. You are speaking death over your physiology. You are speaking death to yourself. Plain and simple. So change your words. But when you change your words, change your belief system. Don't just say, oh, I am that I am. You are that you are what? Explain to me. What are you? Who are you? If you do not believe what you're saying, do not say it. That is the simplest thing I can say. It is like the old saying that our mothers used to tell us. If you have nothing good to say to anybody, don't say anything at all.
That's bloody scary.
My governor said that to me once too often. I won't tell you how I responded, but let's just say my sire stepped in, and yes, I had a very sore rump for a while. Anyway, that was a lifetime I shall forget. Anyway,
sounds like a good one for teaching.
I may be right. I might actually bring that out. Yes. Anyway, time is something that is affecting everyone at the moment, because they will either feel completely overwhelmed, completely stressed, that there is just, for some reason, they're not able to achieve, they're not able to get through, they're not able to do what they're manifesting, to create what they want to create, because time is running out. They never have enough time. And then there are those that are looking at this and they're feeling the compression, they're feeling the tiredness, an unexplainable tiredness. It's like they get to the end of the day and they like, I feel like I've crammed 3 days into one day. I'm exhausted, mentally exhausted, physically exhausted. And they go through the day and they go, but what have I done to feel this tired? This is energetic weariness. And it's not because you are energetically weary, it is the energy that is compressing around you. So everything is magnified because it's been pulled into, let's just use the terminology of the black hole scenario, yes? Now the theory is that if something comes to the cusp of the black hole, it starts to slow down as it's pulled into the gravitational pull of the black hole. You and I will observe this and we will see it moving very slowly, but the theory is that those in the black hole will not behave in the same manner as those outside the black hole. So outside the black hole, we're going and in the black hole is
So don't go in the black hole.
So don't go in the black hole. So when we realize that time is being, in a manner of speaking, being sucked into this vortex, that the world we know is being sucked into this vortex, we comprehend a little bit deeper the oncoming reset. So what's happening is the events that are coming, the events that will occur on our world in this realm are going to be so intense that we will suddenly be very, very grateful that instead of the day being that, oh, it's been a long day, it's going to be, oh, it's been a long day.
We'll be grateful that it feels shorter.
Yes.
So,
and that is so that you don't go mad.
Well, what's the intensity? I mean, what's that about?
The intensity is to move everything into the place so that you are in a frequency. As soon as everybody falls into this frequency, that construct of time will flow again.
So everybody has to fall into this frequency? I mean, we're dealing with people from all
Why
sorts
do you
of...
think it's taking so long? I guarantee you that the great resets will come, and there will be those individuals who are still going, why is everything so slow? Or, why is everything so fast? And others will be walking around going, you're nuts. Everything's fine. This is just how mankind is. I'm sorry. You find me humorous, do you?
Oh, well,
But mankind, you see, this is something that mankind is very capable of. Mankind can right now come together with one conscious mind, truly connecting in spirit, truly connecting in heart. But it won't. It won't. Unless, and I will use this terminology, unless a miracle occurs, mankind will never truly step together in a unified heart and mind and soul.
So what's going to happen?
That's why the resets happen, Heather.
Right.
Because they need to clear out those who are so tied in, so looped into the construct of the puppet masters, of these nefarious bastards that are controlling mankind and the world. They need to, the divine steps in at certain points, overrides the created resets, yes?
Right.
And destroys.
Okay.
I'm sorry if this is too blunt, but destroys the world to a degree. Yep, but always leaves enough for those to survive.
Okay, and so many will come back or recycle back in, and others will go on.
There will be those who have decided that, and I've touched on this before, so it's not really the time discussion, but
no, you're right.
There are those who've declared that this is their top life. They're not coming back. They've had enough. They've done test after test, trial after trial. They've punched through. They have shed the tears. They've got the scars. They've got the badges. They've done everything.
Got the t-shirt.
And this is their last life, and they're cramming everything in. But in some ways, the timing does actually deal with this as well, which is why those in their last life, those that of their last incarnation here, are feeling everything so intently, so viciously at times, so painfully at times, but also so peacefully at times. So there seems to be this deeper sense of peace, this deeper sense of connection, this deeper sense of knowing, because there's this shedding and this releasing at a much deeper way of going. So when you are in the mindset and belief that this is your last reset, that this is your last timeline, your last incarnation, your last life. This is the very top life of your existence, where all the timelines will merge, all the past deeds will merge. Everything that you need to clear in your energy before you move forward into that which is the sweet point needs to be clarified and dealt with now. This is what also is, for some of you, creating that intense rush of energy. I've got to get it done. I've got to get it done. I've got to break free. And that, all I'm going to say is go slowly with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Do it, but be kind. Don't skimp on the manifestation of breaking through this. Feel what needs to be felt. Deal with what needs to be dealt with, but be kind with yourself in doing so. Honor yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly.
Because what happens is that when you do this, when the time comes to naturally leave this plane, you will be given 2 doors to go through. You will be going, you claim that this is your last life, so that's the door to go through. Last life, exit left. However, if you feel that there is still something that if you were to go through that door, it would reject you because there's still things to be cleared, that's the door you need to go through to reincarnate and deal with those things. Now, many will say this, no, I'm clear, and they will head for that door. They will get so close to it, and they will be magnetically discharged to the other door, and they will not have a choice. They will have to go through that.
Isn't there a third door? You know, the door where it's like, let me just have a cup of coffee and a quiet drink and think about this.
If they are determined for their last incarnation, no. It rolls on.
I'm being facetious.
There are many that will take a time of expansion and they'll go, I'm out of here for a while. I'm going to chill with the Ascended Masters and just be. Yes, there is that, but
just have a little bit of self-replenishment time.
But if you are one that is determined to end all incarnations
on this realm,
then you go forward and you do what you need to do.
So this is what this compression is about, then, isn't it? Really, it really is like
it's all the fault of those who have decided that this is their last life and they're not coming back ever. And so what?
Tidy up, clear up. But it's a cycle. But
it is a cycle. It
doesn't it happen every so often? We're in a cycle, so we just happen to be in this.
Yep.
So how many of you out there think you've been through this cycle before, and you're going, holy shit, haven't I already done this some other time, 5,000 years ago, or some other time, or there is no time, or isn't this familiar? Why am I doing this again? Have any of you felt like that or experiencing that? Or are some of you finding it really challenging at the moment, need help, just reach out to us. We might be able to help you. And this is probably a good time for me to plug what we're doing coming up on August the 5th, starting on August the 5th. Are you one of those who can't go back to sleep? A seeker of truth, walking the path between the seen and unseen? Longing to break free from old programming, to live awake with clarity, with depth, with purpose, then this new space is for you. Spiritual support, insights, Q&A every fortnight. Go and have a look at the link. It's in the description in this video down the bottom. Just click on that. That's all I'll say about that. Okay, over to you.
No, I think I'm finished.
Are you? Right. Well, it's been nearly an hour we've been on here. The first few minutes it was just a blank screen and our voices, but that was okay. We managed to somehow work that out. So thank you very much.
It is fine. I would like to hear what people have got to say. If there are those watching this now, or those who come afterwards, I would truly like to hear what your thoughts are. Communicate with us. Put your and again, even if you disagree, there is no harm in disagreeing. Everybody is allowed to have their point of view. I may not agree with it. You may not agree with it. Heather may not agree with it, but we may choose to all agree with it. We never know until we voice our point of view. Does not mean that it's wrong. just means it's our perspective. So
yeah, absolutely. Like we're all doing our best here to create and to live the life and to comprehend what's going on at different levels. And of course, this is really a dream within a dream within a dream, and it becomes very apparent at different junctures that this is so. This is a construct in many ways. However, if we are truly wanting to break free or see things in a new way, then these are the conversations that are well worth exploring and also finding solutions through that. Okay, so guys, friends, thank you for being here. Share this around. We love you, we appreciate you, and there are many that will come in later and have a look at this, because I want to share this too on our couple of platforms. So thank you very much.
You have a friend, somebody saying that.
Thank you, Janet. Cleaning up ancestral lines. It has been a whirlwind and learning along the way. Indeed, indeed. Well done. Absolutely.
Yes. When one chooses to clean up the past, I always honor those particular individuals, because what they're choosing to do is actually go into their own bodies, into their own cells. And when they talk about ancestral, it's actually they're clearing their own dogma. It may look like it belongs to a great grandparent or a great grandfather, grandmother, aunt, uncle, whoever, way back then. But actually, it's yours. It's cellular. And yes, we may have a face as an ancestors, but in reality, because of the energy, because of where we are in the energy output and input, it is our cellular clearing. So I honor your journey, because it feels very old, it feels very raw, it feels very fresh. And that's because all those three things coming together is in your timeline of release. So well done.
Yeah, well done you. Okay, everybody, thank you very much for being a part of our experience here, and yeah, we'll catch you next time. We've got a whole list of different topics. If there's something you would like us to cover, then put it in the chat here or in the comments section later. Yeah, we'd love to hear from you.
Absolutely. And until then, I think we have a few subject titles that will keep us going, and hopefully keep you entertained.
Until next time, namaste, be well, and love yourself.